What's going on, Omnibuddies? Mitch here, and today we are doing another Omnibuddy overview. What are we looking at? We are looking at Guillem March's Karmen. All right, so this book is actually a relatively short read. It's kind of deceptively longer read than I thought it was going to be, because there is actually a lot of dialogue in here. But anyways, this book, phenomenal. Art, super cool. I gotta preface this. I hope I can blur everything out, but one of the two main characters in this book is basically naked the whole time. So hopefully I can blur out most of the boobies and all that, but just consider this overview not safe for work, adult, mature readers, all that kind of stuff, which is, I mean, great book. Kind of hard to recommend it to kids and all that and younger audiences because of all the nudity and stuff like that in it, but it does have some really interesting, cool concept stuff in there. So you know what, enough of me blathering about it. Let's check it out. All right, so here is Karmen. This is the DM variant, so it comes with a dust jacket on it. Here's the front cover, pretty nice. The spine and the back. This is published by Image Comics and retails for $24.99 USD. Collects Karmen 1 through 5. And yeah, let's crack this open. So I won't actually show you the inside of this dust jacket because it does have a full little mini story in there, but is for after reading. Look inside this dust jacket to find a bonus one-page story. Spoiler alert. So so we're going to take this off and not show it quite yet. Throw that off to the side. So here is the actual, if you get the regular hardcover by Guillem March. So it's got that nice spot gloss on there. And then here is the spine again, some spot gloss on the logos, and then the back right there. So some nice quotes by David Mack, Manara, CBR, and The Beat there. So before I get into this book, I do want to reiterate that this is a very not safe for work book. Mature readers, the main character Catalina appears naked in it for the vast majority of the story. So beware, but it's not necessarily a major part of the story. I mean, they do definitely address it and talk about it a fair amount at the very beginning, but then it's just, that's how it is, and they move on. So it's well done like that. And it's not like gratuitous nudity, mostly just breasts and things like that. So I will try and blur out the vast majority of it so that YouTube does not hate me too much. But yeah, fair warning, might miss some or whatever. I do love end sheets, and I love that in this book they do some really nice art end sheets that correlates well with the story. So that's super nice. I love that. And then we get right into it with the story and art by Guillem March. We got color assistant by Tony Lopez, Dan Christensen on translation, and a whole bunch of other people on there. And we get right into it talking about dreams and deja vu and trying to write down your dreams and all that, which sort of it definitely ties in with the story and kind of brings you into what's going to be happening. And so we get right into it. We start 20 years before the main events of this book with a young Catalina, the main protagonist in this book. Maybe she's an antagonist, who knows? But she's waiting for her first day of school with her mom and waiting for her best friend Cisco, who she's worried that may have forgotten about her, that they are supposed to meet up outside of school on the first day. Very apropos that I'm doing this book when so many people are going back to their first day of school. Hopefully none of those school children are watching this video because it is not for them. So we get into it, that's it, and we jump to 10 years later, and we are with Cisco older and girlfriends and all that kind of romantic relationship, and kind of learning about the characters, and that Catalina or Kata is having some issues, relationship issues with Cisco, who are, are they friends? Are they not friends? Friends with benefits, whatever. You don't really necessarily know, but you get right into it, where all of a sudden you have this mysterious character in a skeleton costume, or is she naked? And it's just like, I don't know. It's weird. They never addressed that, actually. But you're in a bathroom, and you hear this code red, and then she shows up, and it is pretty much gets right into it. You have the roommate, and here we go. You have a Catalina who is at the end of her ropes, and she has, slit her wrists, and Karmen shows up because of that. And they, she's kind of, is she the Grim Reaper? Is she not? Is she a figment of her imagination? Is she not? Like all these questions, and it plays out. And in my mind, they played it out really well in how they leave you wondering and guessing at what exactly is going on, if it's hallucination, if it's reality, if it's post-life or death coming to visit her, what is actually happening. Super interesting take on things. Man, that art is just so well done too, with just the emotion on Catalina's face is just, oh man, it's gut-wrenching. So this obviously does deal with a lot of suicide and self-harm, so fair warning on that too, if that is a trigger for you. So we get right into it, where Karmen is really messing with her, which is super strange when someone is, slit her wrists and at the end of their ropes, and then Karmen is just toying with her. But really gets into it with, does she want to live? Does she not? And, is she going to be the, Christmas Carol story, Ghost of Christmas Past, Present, and Future, and all of that. And she was in the bath, and she was naked. And so now she is now on this trip of, I guess I'd call it self-discovery or soul-searching, maybe. And she's on it naked and seeing her friends and roommates and the old lady who lives in the room below her. And she's so concerned, not with her mental state and the fact that she just tried to commit suicide, but she's so concerned with being naked in public and no one can see her, and Carmen's poking fun at her and giving her all these tips on how she can do whatever she wants and no one can know her. So it's really interesting, and the ideas they go by with, like, oh, can you fly? Can you not? Can you go through people? Can you not go through people? And it's such a cool concept in how March 1 draws this concept, like with the paneling of her flying up into the air and like taking off, and instead of doing multiple panels, it's just the character going off into the distance. Really cool, really well done. Absolutely fantastic art. I loved the color palette too. A lot of muted tones, and then sometimes there's just some very bright splashes of color in there. So she goes on a trip around the city, and not only is she going on a trip around the city and through the air and through the airplanes, but then she kind of starts to learn stuff about what's actually happened around her and how she's misperceived all of these actions of her friends and family and significant others and all of that, and then what exactly is actually happening, and what happens when you go through someone and touch someone while you're in this state, and then supernatural elements start to come into play, and all these crazy things, and such a cool story. And this really is kind of a retelling of the Christmas Carol, but not with that past, present, and future situation. It is retelling it in a way, kind of going through that, you have that ghost guiding you and having that self-reflection and self-discovery along the way, that sort of thing. And just how she, as a person, can she grow? Can she not? Is it too late for her? Is it not too late for her? Very interesting take on things. And then it gets into behind the scenes on that whole situation, on who Karmen is and what she's doing and how she's doing it and how she's perceived, and how that whole behind the scenes orchestration is happening too. Really cool, really interesting. And then what happens when she is, really put into the thick of it, and what people think she is doing from behind the scenes, and what we think is happening. I'll skip ahead because I really don't want to give away too much. But man, it has such great storytelling and really, really interesting ways of telling it. Absolutely a fantastic book. Great art, great storytelling, amazing characters, and really real and good topic to talk about, really, is that mental health and self-harm and our relationships and all of that. So really good, really great book. I think a lot of people should be reading this book and getting thinking about this and getting it from a different perspective. It's got a lot of great extras in it, some really nice art and paneling and progression and things like that. I absolutely love this kind of extras where you can see like the penciling and then the inks over the top. So cool, and especially when they take photos of their workspaces. Love it. And then you got the cover gallery here. So really nice covers, and I love when they do the progression for the cover gallery too. Really nice stuff of featuring Karmen and Catalina. Really, oh man, I missed that one. That's a gorgeous one. That reminds me of the Alias cover from the Omnibus. Oh man, so cool. So cool. Love that watercolor style. Really nice. But yeah, some really great extras in here, and then those great end sheets. So that is the book. And then here is just the quick, I won't show it too much, but here is the inside of the dust jacket, which has a fun, interesting little, just kind of not really adding to the story as much as it just kind of gives another little detail of what happened. And we might not have seen that part, and they didn't really show us that part, but showing us a little detail of something else that happens with Karmen. Interesting stuff, very cool. That is your overview of Karmen. All right, so that was Guillem March's Karmen. Like I said, hopefully I got it all blurred out. Awful time editing all of that out, trying to make YouTube happy and all of that. But like I said, art was fantastic. The story was super cool. Such a good twist on kind of that life after death, going into the light, following the light, whatever it is, as you're dying, kind of a situation. Very cool take on it, very cool twist on it. That just kind of, it grabs you, and then it keeps building on it until the very end, when it gives you something that you definitely, I kind of expected at the beginning, but then I kind of let go of that expectation, and then I got it back, which was super cool. Don't really think that's a spoiler much, but is what it is. But yeah, make sure to check it out. If you want to pick this book up, hit up Organic Price Books, use code Omnibuddy for $2 off every order. If you want to buy 3 or more books at the same time, be careful pre-ordering. You can use code Omnibuddy Ship It Together, all one word. They'll all ship together when the last book comes out, so be careful if you're pre-ordering, but using that code will get you 5% off your entire order. But even if you can't get it through Organic Price Books, if you're across the pond, over in Europe, Australia, wherever, make sure to find this book. Super cool book. March did a great job on this. Super fun read. If you can pick up the DM variant with that custom dust jacket, or with that dust jacket that has the inside extra story in it. Super cool, but not totally necessary. But yeah, super cool addition. But that's it. I'll let you go. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, do all those things. But the most important thing to do is comment. Let me know what your favorite graphic novel, comic, whatever story is about death. I mean, a lot of comics have death in them, but ones that focus on what happens when, after, all that kind of situation of what happens after death. One book I am super excited for everyone to get into their hands is Black Box Chronicles, which deals all about, they've explored space and the expanse, but what happens when the only thing left to explore is the afterlife. Really excited for that. It's an anthology. Make sure to check that out. It's through Magnetic Press. And you know me, I love Magnetic Press so much. I've started working with them on the side too. So small caveat, yeah, I do work with them, but I would not if I did not love what they're doing. And Black Box Chronicles is chef's kiss. Amazing stuff. So that's great. Let me know in the comments what else is great out there for life after death, dealing with the whole afterlife or as you die. Let me know in the comments. Super interested to hear what you guys have to say. All right, that's it. Take care. Stay cool.